Okay folks, I'm going to apologise in advance, but you chose to sign up for it, so don't get mad at me. This one can be a little tricky. You have this bead loom. Once you get going, you'll be fine, but you do have to, fortunately, there are big instructions. So if you follow the instructions, you will be fine. It's easier for you to follow this probably than me trying to explain it to you. So when you get your bead loom, inside you will have your loom will not be assembled. What you will have to do is unscrew this wing nut here. Oops. Thank you. Thanks. Okay, so you unscrew the wing nut and then you lay it in this groove here. Make sure your wing nut, your screw is pushed all the way through, and then attach your wing nut. You don't really need to take it off, I suppose, just loosen it. And then tighten it, just hand tight. Do the same with this one. Yeah, you might need to loosen it just a little so you can get that screw. Okay, so that's what you're going to do with the two little rollers. If you notice, each roller has a little screw right here. This is to anchor your string. So these are your anchors for your string. You get a little bag, and inside the bag you'll have your length of string, you'll have some seed beads, you will have a needle. I think there might be a toothpick in there, and you will have, what else is it, a needle threader. Okay, there's a lot of us that can't seem to thread a needle without a needle threader. I own it. Okay, what you're going to do is look on your instructions. If you look here in this top corner, there are two patterns. So you could choose to do one of these patterns. What you need is a line of string for each, between, on either side of each bead. So if you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, if you have 9 beads across, then you need to have, you need to have 10 strings. So you take those strings, depending on the design you've chosen, just tie them together at one end and loop them over here. Don't worry about them being separated at the moment. Then you just bring it over to this end and tie it around this end and tie it off, okay? Now this is the design I chose. As you can see, I made some mistakes. There's a certain way of threading these beads onto this string, these strings, and I made a couple of mistakes. So if I want to do this properly, I'll have to take it apart and then start again. It explains to you in detail on your instructions how you need to thread your beads on. So you'll take the rest of the string that you have and you will use that to get your beads onto these. Before you start putting your beads on though, you'll take a toothpick and you will lift the strings with a toothpick to separate them. So don't tighten this all the way yet because you need to separate these strings. So you're going to have to lift them. You'll lift each one up and move it over until they're all separated, just like this. Okay? And then just follow your instructions, start doing your beads, you thread them onto your needle, and then you start going back and forth across your loom. There you have it.